What's good, everybody? This is Edgar, the host of Snug Wrestling, and I'm here to tell you guys about Aquila. If you guys are tired of your flimsy sunglasses, then listen up, because Aquila has handcrafted limited run shades straight from Los Angeles. They're made out of 50% recycled materials like plant-based cellulose, acetate, and titanium. They've also got UV blocking sun lenses, blue light options, and even prescription lenses. I know I need prescription lenses. I'm blind as ever. And these shades, these glasses, these frames, they're built to last and they look super clean. Plus, Aquila is serious about sustainability. They last a long time. They're also a member of a nonprofit organization, 1% for the planet, and that means 1% of every sale is donated to a reputable environmental organizations around the globe. And because you listen to us, Snug Wrestling, you get an exclusive 10% off any order with the code SNUG at checkout. That's SNUG at checkout. And full transparency, if you use that code, you help us out a lot because we earn a small commission, but it helps keep the show rolling. And you get top tier eyewear in return. So go to aquila.la, that's AKILA.LA, and level up your look, level up your shades responsibly.
It's on tonight! 4 letters! 1 word!
Snug!
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Snug Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
How you doing?
Cream up some young guy.
What the hell?
You never heard that before? You tell your friend, hey, you a big fan of, you always say it to a dude though. Hey, you a big fan of Chinese food? They go, yeah, really? You like cream of some young guy?
Oh, okay, I get it now. No, I never heard of that one, but I've heard of Bing Chiling.
Oh my God! You call it remember my best friend is 43. So he's got all the dad jokes, but he's also from California, from Long Beach. So he's got all this shit like he'll be like, hey, dropped your pocket, make you look.
Dropped your pocket?
Yeah. Or if you rip one really bad, he'd be like, that's gonna itch when it dries.
Yeah, that's super dad joke. Holy shit. I don't think I'm that bad yet. I don't think so. But then
he's in his 40s.
I was gonna say I'm almost there.
His shit's like early 80s humor.
That's funny. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Snug Wrestling Podcast. It is Thursday night, which means Snug and Bludd one-on-one, where we go over random topics of the week's wrestling news and rumors and updates and all that good stuff. So hit that screen, double tap it, share it, comment, and all that good stuff, because we got a lot of fun stuff to go over today. But before we get into that, Mr. Bludd, we've had one hell of a week this week, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We've had a crazy week. Sorry, I'm copying your sunglasses indoors thing. What do you call it? You're like a pretentious rock star. What do you call it? We had a crazy week, man. A lot of people, a lot of people have a lot of really negative things to say about the main event specifically too. We had our main event did recap, did really good numbers on Instagram, and a lot of people had grievance with the fact that we are supporters of the main event from Monday Night Raw. We loved it.
Yeah.
And though there were some moments where there might have been some close calls, maybe a botch or two, we got people calling out saying, oh, it's horrible, it's this, it's that. But a lot of that came because of a comparison that was made by someone who had commented, who's another content creator in the wrestling game, who thought that because you had called out your discontent for Johnny Gargano versus Carmelo Hayes' match, because you're not a big Johnny wrestling fan, you got crucified for not, realizing the greatness of Johnny wrestling. And this guy tried to call you out and basically say like, oh, hey, well, if you're going to say all that shit about how, oh, it took Carmelo forever to beat Johnny Gargano, this, that, and the third. You better say the same thing about CM Punk, versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
So that got a lot of traction, a lot of crazy shit. We also had, we're going to talk about at the end of this video, be the last topic or this episode, the last topic we cover. But we had Ricochet, former WWE superstar and pro wrestler Ricochet, who now wrestles for AEW under the same name, comment a series of comments. We had basically a light conversation with him in a video about you and Johnny Wrestling, or your thoughts on Johnny Wrestling, where he called you out and basically thought that you didn't know ball. And he, along with at that point, 40 or 50 other fucking comments, just nailing you to a cross. And you got a bone to pick with Ricochet, and it's been crazy. Then we also had the son of actor Matthew Broderick's son, who's also on Instagram. His specific verified account on Instagram, he also messaged us on a video or commented on one of our videos. So it's been an interesting week in wrestling, man. Yeah, we've gotten some good attention now. It's not the first time we've had attention from celebrities or professional wrestlers. I mean, soon to be Hall of Famer at some point, Victoria is a friend of the channel. She likes our show. Chris Jericho has commented and viewed our shit, been reshared. So is Omos. So is Karrion Kross, or now known as Killer Kross. We've had interaction with a lot of these people. So, but this is the first time we've had an all-out altercation in the comments with Ricochet, where I was on Ricochet's side, where he was dogging you in defense of Johnny Gargano. So, yeah, man, it's been an interesting week.
Good old Rick, huh? Little slick Rick. Yeah, we're gonna talk about him and his goofy ass at some point during the show. But first, let's talk about some other topics here that have came across my attention. I had a couple people reach out to ask what's going on with the WWE Library. Like, now that it's the end of, it's the start of the new year, 2026, and there's been reports that the WWE is leaving Peacock the end of last year, which I believe they did already. So a lot of people are like, okay, where do we watch the classic shit? Like, where's all the, the old stuff going? And I found some information on this that we're going to go over for the people that are wondering, what's going to happen with the library, right? But were you able to get any information on this, Blood? What do you know about this so far?
So what I know about this specifically is that we do know that the library was going to be moved off of Peacock. We just didn't know when, right? Because initially, they had a deal with Peacock to run all the way through 2027 or 2026. They end the negotiation early because their ESPN's launched their direct-to-consumer app ahead of schedule. So WWE was approached by ESPN, and they were like, hey, we want this to be a huge launch. We want you guys, since we're going into a partnership with you next year, we now want you to see if you would be able to do one of your shows early on the platform, which I believe was WrestlePalooza, was the inaugural show that they did on the platform to very mixed and critical reception, especially with all the issues people originally had just signing in, signing on. They didn't have their broadcasting rights in order ahead of time. So there were so many people who could not access it, who were supposed to have access at some point because they jumped the gun. Then we find out, well, is all of WWE going to ESPN or not? So internationally, all of WWE outside of the US is on Netflix, SmackDown, Raw, NXT, PLEs, your sister's ass, all that shit. When it came down to it, we were like, well, what about the library? Where are the classics? Because the network's been gone forever. What about the libraries? ECW, WCW, WWF? And we didn't know. The only thing we knew that was staying on Peacock at the time was the library at that point in time, and the fact that Peacock is still going to be running WWE Saturday Night's Main Event. Because even though they ended their agreement early for the PLE cycles, they still, because they broke their contract early, agreed to keep Saturday Night's Main Event on Peacock until 2027, where it still is going to remain this year until next year. The only difference is the deal changed because NBC was not getting the viewership that it thought they would get from WWE Saturday Night's Main Event when it airs. So they have ended the simulcasting So Saturday night's main event will no longer air on NBC and Peacock simultaneously. It'll only air on Peacock. But now we officially know the library has moved, and we do believe it's going to Netflix. So that is now the current update where we stand as of at least, whatever today. I think what is today? January 8th of 2026.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be headed to Netflix, but they're not very clear about the entire library. Like, what I found was that in this article that I came across from, where is this from? Global Data, WWE Content Library finds a new home as Netflix deal expanded. So they just say that, according to them, that the deal expanded. And they're stating that content and media giant Netflix significantly expanded its tie-up to World Wrestling Entertainment, becoming the home of the promotion's archive content in the U.S. Specifically, Netflix will carry WWE's library of premium live events that took place before September 2025, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble. The deal also covers rights to hold documentaries and original programming. Does that sound to you like it's going to be everything that was on Peacock? Because I didn't get that feeling after reading that.
No, that doesn't sound like the library. It sounds, because aside from the comments, we have shout out to Brad in the comments, and shout out to, Brad said, he found it on Netflix yesterday. I saw it a few days ago when I was scrolling through looking for a movie to watch. And for some reason, it just popped up WrestleMania as its own selectable thing in a category. And I clicked on it, and it was just all the WrestleManias done as episodes or seasons in a row. Then I got out of that.
All of them from like the very first one?
I didn't go all the way to the beginning, but it was a slew. Then I went down 3 toggles. Boom. Oh, look, there's Extreme Rules. Down a couple toggles. Boom. Oh, there's SummerSlam. And they weren't set up as like, this is like a WWE page. They were like, you click on this box that says this PLE, and then here's all these PLEs of that specific PLE by year. So it doesn't feel like the network or Peacock, where it was like, hey, here's all the WWE podcasts. Here's all the WWE documentaries. Here's all the WWE half-hour specials that air on regular TV. Here's the backstage stuff. It was literally
they had their whole entire library like as an option at the top of the screen for Peacock. Like it was
Peacock literally had
page.
Peacock literally had like the search bar, home. Then it said Peacock stuff, originals, Sports. And then it literally said WWE in its own selectable side category on the window wall. So I don't see that happening on WWE unless you
Netflix.
click on Netflix. I think you'll have to click on categories to get there. But like all the Raws are on the vault, but here's the thing. When I was scrolling 2 or so weeks ago, when we were trying to figure out, like, when they had pre-recorded for the holidays, and I was like, hey, and I texted you, I was like, hey, I know it's pre-recorded, but I can't select it. And you're like, oh, it's not going to be officially live to watch until 8 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock your time. And when I scrolled down, it didn't start me from the previous weeks. It had me all the way back to January 6th of last year, the inaugural episode on Netflix. There was nothing before last year. So I don't know if that's changed in the last 2 weeks, but 2 weeks ago, you could not go back and watch Raws past January 6, 2025.
Yeah, that's crazy. And see, I haven't heard anything about NXT either, because I believe Peacock would upload the NXT shows the day after it would go live on Tuesday.
Like Hulu, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people that watch NXT would catch it on Peacock because they don't have the CW for whatever reason. I don't have CW, but thankfully I have the VPN and I can watch it on Netflix. But most people that don't have VPNs, they would watch it on Peacock on Wednesdays. And now what are they going to do? Those people are like wondering like, hey, how am I going to watch NXT now? Were you able to see if NXT was on Netflix or not?
No, as far as I know, it hasn't popped up for me. I know the NXT is international. I shout out to Ryan Enjoys Wrestling in the comments. He says NXT is up on Tubi, but it's not recent. So it's not up to date. So unless it's airing somewhere next day, he says he believes it's 3 months behind.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's horrible. So, I mean, in my county, because you know that like TV channels change by county. So like in my county of Brevard County, Florida, CW here is on channel 8. So like CW, Kids WB, that's all channel 8. So I know that here you can catch it. It's usually one of the channels you can get on anywhere, basically. Because they run like soap operas and shit during the day too. So you can get that anywhere. But there are people who don't have or pay for cable or can afford cable who only stream. I don't know where the fuck you get it. I think it would have to be international unless they're airing it somewhere else. Like the only place I can think is I know that back when the Arrowverse was still on CW, like Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, all that stuff. If I missed it, because back in the day I didn't have cable, I would go to the library the next day and I would get on the free internet, public internet here on the computer at the library, go to CW's website, and I could watch it there the next day.
Yeah.
So
shout out
might be able to watch it on their website 24 hours later.
Yeah, that's exactly what Tommy just said, actually. Shout out to Tommy. He's our NXT expert. You can catch Tommy live on the show with me every week for NXT reviews, but he says the CW app is free, and I think that's how he watches it. He watches it on the CW app on his phone the day after. But still, it's like, fuck, man. Like, we don't have Peacock now. Well, we still have to have Peacock for Saturday Night's Main Event. We get, the CW app for NXT, Netflix for everything else, and ESPN.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane, dog.
There's a reason VPNs went through the roof at the end of last year. Yeah. And at this point, I'm starting to think more wrestling fans have VPNs than anybody who actually would use it for anything regarding work.
Yeah, I've been telling people to just get it. I mean, at first, like, I was kind of late to the game because I'm like, man, I don't want to have to do all that. It just seemed really complicated. Oh, you got to get a VPN and tell your internet that you're in another country. And I'm like, what the hell? What?
The only thing that sucks about a VPN, if you're doing like the app VPNs that are advertised fucking everywhere, the only thing that sucks is unless you're watching it on your PC or your laptop. If you're like me, I have to sit there on my laptop and watch it because you can't with the specific VPN apps there are. You can't hook your modem and router up to it easy. There's a whole fucking process to get your modem and router on the VPN, and it's a process that no one's going to be willing to do. So you have to you can change your location, but look, you're watching that shit on your cell phone. Or you're watching it on your laptop or PC because for some reason, the moment you leave your regular network or mask your network, your own Wi-Fi and router doesn't know what network you went to. And the VPN isn't local because you put yourself in a different country. So you can't cast your phone screen into your TV, your smart TV. You can't Chromecast it. You can't Apple Play it or AirPlay it. So what I had to do, which pay-per-view was it? I think it was War Games. I had to sit there and literally hook my HDMI into my MacBook, put it into my TV, and because the connection was I'm looping it, so I lose quality. It was horrible. So I unplugged it and just sat there on my TV tray with my wife, and we scrunched in and watched it on my computer. It's a pain in the ass, bro.
Yeah.
It's either you deal with the inconvenience or you fucking just have to suck with it.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough I just watch it on the computer and, it works out for me, but not for everybody, unfortunately. But yeah, that's the latest when it comes to the update of the WWE Library, where you can see it, where it's going to go. Man, times are changing, aren't they, Mr. Blood? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add about this one before we keep moving?
Yeah. Shout out to I use Surfshark on Apple TV and Fire Stick just fine for Merman7433. Here's the problem, brother. Not everybody wants to go out and buy a Fire Stick. And I have an Apple TV, and when I try to cast it, it will not work.
Yeah,
it just won't.
It's fucking annoying.
So, it's either eat the inconvenience and get your WWE product at a rate that you can afford, or it's just shell out that $30, that stupid fucking multi-package they have for Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN. And then still, if you want to watch Saturday night's main event, which I thought was like for John Cena's last match, I had already let my Peacock account expire because I was like, I don't fucking need it. Then they're like, oh, hey, by the way, you're going to watch it on Peacock. So I was like, oh my fucking God, why am I not watching his final match the same way I had to watch Survivor Series, which was a bitch. So I paid the 1 month subscription again to watch it on my 58-inch.
Yeah. Just
so I would sit and watch it in comfort.
Well, we're going to talk about Ricochet in a little bit, Mr. Bludd, but it's the new year, right? And before I start getting myself mad talking about people like fucking Ricochet, I want to start off positive. It's the new year. The WWE is headed into a new direction. It's a new era again. Already the beginning of the new year. We're already in a new era. And I want to get your thoughts on what wrestler would you like to see, or wrestlers would you like to see get major push in this new year of 2026? Starting off clean, fresh start, new faces, new champions, new feuds, and just see, what we would like to see in this new year of 2026. How's that sound?
It sounds great. WWE's just got to get their head out of their ass with some of their booking. There are a handful of stars that I really want to see get a rocket or a restart or a refresh or a repackage, or get put in a position to where they can succeed. LA Knight, one of the top of my list. Sol Ruca, I want her call up to be an injection of just charisma and adrenaline and excitement into the women's division. Obafemi is going to be insane, so let's keep him strong when he gets there. Javon Evans, I'm so excited to see what he does in the main roster. I really want to see them take Ludwig Kaiser out of this El Grande Americano gimmick. I want him to be the Ludwig he was when he was with Gunther, but when he was going after the IC title on his own, I want to see him in that position because he's so good, and they put him in a fucking comedy gimmick, and I was like, why? I know Sheamus is winding down. I want to see Sheamus get one last great push.
Let's
Well, you asked me.
Let's slow down. Hold on. Let's try to break these down one by one because we got a good one. All right, and let's see if we can see if this would work in this new year. Shout out to 40th Saint Black 79. They said Chad Gable when he comes back. How about a new and improved, freshly returned Chad Gable from injury, getting a major push in the year of 2026. Would you like to see that, Blood?
I would absolutely love to see him. I'm a massive Chad Gable fan. The problem is the moment he comes back, they're going to throw him back with Ivy and the Creed brothers. The Creed brothers who have had no fucking development in the last 7 months. Even though when Chad left, his exact words to these three backstage was, when I'm gone, Ivy's in charge. When I come back, I want all the gold with us. And I'm just like, okay, they pushed Ivy for like 2 weeks. The Creed brothers had like 1 or 2 matches on TV. And then we didn't see him on TV for like 4 straight months. And they were brought. I'm like, the 2-week push, I thought we ended that with Vince. So I don't have a lot of confidence in them giving Chad anything great when he comes back. Because the moment he comes back, it's going to be him fighting with Ludwig as El Grande Americano, who's the real one. And then it's going to be a whole comedy feud with the blue and red guys. And that's exactly where they're going to pick up.
Yeah, man. It's going to be crazy to see where they land when Chad Gable comes back. Like, are they going to stick him in a feud with himself, the former El Grande Americano versus the new and improved Grande Americano or something crazy like that? Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, LA Knight, when he comes back, I mean, that's a big one for me. That might be the biggest one for me because he was in the main event scene for the whole last half of last year, and they kept proving that he can get the shit done. He proved that he has what it takes to be in the main event scene and that he belongs there. He showed us time and time again. The internet filled with a bunch of haters. I no longer listen to the IWC. CM Punk made a great point on a podcast he was on this week. and I think you'll appreciate this because you're a massive Punk fan like I am. He was asked, like, is there anybody you think like is so great, this, that, third? And he said Jey Uso. He goes, I use Jey Uso as an example, and I'll tell you why. Every night I am battling for top merch seller with only two other people, John Cena and Jey Uso.
Wow.
He goes, when you're in that arena, everybody's eating, everybody's excited, the place explodes for him, and they love him. But you wouldn't know that if you went online, because online, according to the internet, he's the worst wrestler ever. He's the most boring character ever. He can't do it. And CM Punk goes, all those people are fucking stupid. Jay is incredible. He goes, that's why you don't listen to the internet. Yeah. Because the IWC is a small vocal portion. That's why WWE listens to the live audience, because that's the real radar. They're not a bunch of trolls in the building. Because in this day and age, negativity sells better than positivity. It always has, and it always will, because everybody wants to be negative and it gets clicks, because there's either people who are negative who want to relate to the negative shit, or there are people who are positive that get rage baited by the negative. So, and that's just more clicks and views. So when it comes down to it, LA Knight suffers from the same thing that Jay does. LA Knight in a live attendance building, you see him in live, crowd goes insane for him. He gets massive pops. They love him. He's over as fuck with live audiences. You go on the internet, oh, he's washed. He's too old. Oh, he's so sloppy. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's just a catchphrase. Oh, he's just a rock.
He should retire.
Wannabe. Yeah. And I'm like, that's funny. He should retire. He's moving around better than most of the people in the bracket from the 30s to his 40s. He's like 42. Yeah. He moves around better than most of them. And he's got a better body and a better look and cuts better promos than the majority of everybody in NXT and the majority of everybody else in the main roster. He's that throwback that I keep talking about. He's like Gunther in a sense. He's like an Attitude Era throwback. The guy who can just get on a mic, doesn't need a script, says, hey, hit this point and this point, and this is the point of the promo. And he goes out there and he cuts one, looks at the camera, let me talk to you. And he just cuts this amazing fucking promo like they used to in the 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? This is why. Yada, yada. Hell, hey, night. Yeah. And it's perfect. He doesn't sound scripted. I believe him when he talks.
No, he's good.
He's one of those guys that the internet wants to hate. And I want to see push of the fucking moon. I want to see a world championship on this motherfucker in the next 2 years. Just once.
It's going to happen. It's funny that you mentioned that thing about CM Punk saying that, other than Jey Uso and John Cena, those are the two guys CM Punk competes with, as far as like top merch seller. Because, when we did our review of the main event versus Braun Breaker, people were like, oh, I don't believe that CM Punk beat Braun Breaker. He's so old and the match sucked and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, bro, like, do you hear the reaction CM Punk still gets? No matter what you think about CM Punk, if he's like, I guess for modern day wrestling, he's not what people are used to seeing anymore. But like the people still love him, dude. Like I was there in the arena not that long ago here in my hometown. When he came out, bro, the energy in that entire arena just changed, bro.
Oh, you almost go deaf.
It's
from the pop
fucking insane, dude.
The whole building shakes. Yeah. I mean, like, I wish WWE, they'll do it on the European tour here. They're going to bring back that sound meter for the decibels. I want to see the pop. I want to see how high that decibel goes when he walks into like a London or a Germany or whatever.
Oh my God.
Because here's the thing. This is a great point that Busted Open Radio made, actually, because I was listening to them talk about the Braun Breaker and CM Punk match for all the complainers who were like, oh, it was horrible. It was this. And it's like, dude, CM Punk should have lost. No, CM Punk should have won. Their great point was this. Braun is used to wrestling 3 to 10 minute or so matches, 15 max in a tag. They went almost a half hour. Braun's strengths are an explosive offense and speed and everything else. But CM Punk is a veteran with years and years of learning how to pack in his energy, hold back his stamina, and keep himself in the game without blowing up. So, and the commentators kind of hinted at it in the start of the match where they said CM Punk is getting beat up, but CM Punk has to do one thing to beat Breaker. He needs to outlast him. Take the abuse until Braun tires himself out. And that's what he did. CM Punk beat Braun because CM Punk was able to handle a 30-minute match where Braun was getting gassed at the 20-minute mark, and Punk only had to dig a little bit deeper into the reserves he's been building up for 25 plus years. And he outlasted Breakker. He let Breakker make one mistake, that one desperate spear. He kneed him in the face, GTS. And that's why it was smart. Punk won because the veteran used his know-how and just took the abuse. It's kind of like Rocky. You can't beat him straight up, Rocky. You've got to tire him out. So let him wail on you until he is out of energy. That's the oldest trick in the book. If the guy's bigger than you, you just take the abuse until he runs out of steam. And then you make your move.
And that's fine and everything. That's a wonderful, wonderful explanation. Very fucking analytical, deep explaining there that they did. But to me, it's not that fucking complicated. It's CM fucking Punk. He's one of the biggest stars in the fucking company. And he's the world champion. It's his first title defense. And that's it. End of fucking story. It shouldn't be that complicated. But
and also, Braun shouldn't have won anyway. If you're trying to build him up as this massive next big thing, I said this before in the Monday review. I'll say it again right here where everybody in God can hear me again. What's better for the guy's career? Let's throw his first world championship on him on a random Monday Night Raw that's just happens to be a Stranger Things themed Raw, the first Raw of the year. Or let's give him the biggest stadium, the biggest match on the biggest fucking stage possible, WrestleMania, or second to that, SummerSlam, and put it on him there where the moment lives forever. So when people go, man, I want to see Braun's first ever title win 10 years from now when they're scrolling through the library, they don't got to find Raw on January 5th, 2025. They're going to go, oh, it was WrestleMania 42.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to give a couple shout outs to Fluffy Bodega. Says him, I'm assuming him, he's referring to CM Punk and Cody champs. Yeah, obviously, because Punk is the other champ. Just because they're big draws and bring in that money, shake my head. That's part of the reason. That's not the only reason, I think. But also, shout out to the homies from the Heel Turn podcast. Hope you guys are doing good, man. Haven't spoken to you guys in a long time. Thank you for your comment. What's good, Snug? Edgar, I heard you hate bald people. What's up with that? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fucking bald little shithead that is little Slick Rick at some point after this topic. Because, right?
Sorry, shout out to Sublake1 in the comments. So you think Braun will eventually win on a pay-per-view instead? I think that's the only way you should do it. If he's this big of a deal for the creative, if they're strapping the rocket on him this hard with his own faction, the only way to truly make his first title win as a world champion the biggest you can, it needs to be on a major PLE. It's got to be WrestleMania or it's got to be SummerSlam. It can't be any of the other four. It's got to be those two specifically, in my opinion. That's the only way to give him the biggest fucking stage possible.
Yeah, and we're talking about right now wrestlers that we want to see get pushed in this new year of 2026, right? A major push. I think Braun Breaker is one of them, but because of how long it took Cody, because of, people like LA Knight who still hasn't won the damn thing, how long it took Jey Uso to win it, I don't think Braun Breaker is going to win it this year.
I think he wins it this year. I think you have to put it on him this year just because of how much they put behind him. Because eventually, if you keep having him contend and losing, you're going to kill all of his momentum.
I mean, he doesn't have to contend, though.
But that's the thing. What else is he supposed to do?
Seth Rollins is going to come back eventually.
Yeah, in about 3.5 months.
Yeah.
So what stories do you tell with Braun? Who's he go after? I mean, if you're going to have him go after Punk for the next 3 months, that'll get stale at some point if there's no payoff. And It's not like they're going to have the Vision feud with the mid-card, because that would really get stale. You didn't throw all those guys together so they could run after the fucking U.S. title. You know what I'm saying?
No, but they did get involved with the Lucha guys. Penta, Who was it?
And Ray.
Ray and Dragon Lee.
But you can argue that at least two of those men, Ray and Penta, are main event scene. So Dragon Lee, no, but the other two, yeah. And Penta's back, and you're trying to build Penta up too from the last year. You're obviously going to put him in the main event scene too. Because remember, he was supposed to win that match that he got injured on when he went up against Solo. He was supposed to win that match. So it's one of those things where it's like, you're keeping all your strong players strong, but you're also biding time until your other major players are ready to come back, i.e. Roman, i.e. Seth.
Yeah, Roman's going to come back soon too.
Yeah. And you can only hold that off for Braun for so long before fans get bored. And that's the problem. If you make him wait a year until he gets a world title, fans will be like, he should have won it a year ago.
Shout out again to 40th Street Black 79. I would love for them to push Bronson Reed. I think that's another good one for this year.
Say that one more time.
Bronson Reed.
He's already in the middle of a massive push. I think they need to put either the tag titles on him and Austin, or a combination of Austin and Logan, and then give Braun the U.S. championship. But I think Braun needs a title.
I think it'd be the IC title because they're on Raw.
I'm so sorry. I said U.S. championship. Yes. Yeah. So I think if anything, if we're waiting for a couple of stories, maybe have the Vision kind of have a side story with the Judgment Day, but then we just found out JD's out indefinitely with an injury. And also Dom then also got injured somehow within the last 2 weeks. So again, like, what stories do you tell before the fans get bored?
I think it was in his last AAA match where Dom got injured.
Yeah, like you got to bring LA Knight back at some point, because that would be a good like holdover feud until we start hitting the full, gas pedal on Mania season for like Chamber and Mania and the Rumbles itself. But like,
well, he got written off by Bronson Reed, didn't he? LA Knight.
Exactly, he did. But it was him and Logan. So, but when he comes, but I mean, you got to wonder, okay, well, they had their title match on Monday and Punk retained. Is this the end of the feud? Because they've literally been feuding since like August. So it's like, okay, well, we've gone 5 months, and are we going to go another 4? Because if we are, then we're talking a 9-month feud. Braun's already lost his title match once. You got to build for Rumble. If he loses Rumble, okay, you didn't give him the shot there. If he loses the Chamber to call his shot against Punk, okay, well then, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta keep him with steam and momentum, because if you cool him off too much, the fans are gonna go, I guess they're giving up on Braun. Oh, failed project, another failed project. The Vision is pointless, and then he's gonna lose fanfare.
Yeah. I think you're right. So I think it's safe to say when it comes to Braun Breaker and when it comes to LA Knight, because the reports are that they're planning this huge repackage for LA Knight for the new year. I think those two names, we can say, at least for Monday Night Raw, they're going to get major push in this new year. But let's go over to Friday Night SmackDown and go over some of the names over there and see who we would like to see get pushed in this new year. Aleister Black. Okay.
He's not interesting to me anymore.
Okay. How about, let's see. Carmelo Hayes is already getting pushed. He's an Intercontinental Champion. I mean, the U.S. Champion.
I need more of a push from Ilya.
Ilya Dragunov, I think, is one. Yeah.
Get him in the world. Get him in the world title scene with Cody at some point. Give me a match with Cody and Ilya. I would salivate for that. That'd be an amazing match.
We got a couple more here. A couple more names from 40th Street Black 79 says, this is a good one, actually. What about the Street Profits? I've heard some rumors about the Street Profits. We haven't seen them on TV in a long time.
I mean, look, at this point, I love the Street Profits, but they've had like 3 pushes and where they give up on these guys for no reason. They just had that whole like push where they finally regained the tag titles last year and they lost them again. Like, at this point, break them up. Break them up.
So what I heard from the homie from the SDM podcast, shout out to Eric Padilla. He's on our show every week for the Spanish episodes. He told me, I don't know if this is true, that the Street Profits are just running out their contract with the WWE.
I think at this point, if they're not going to book these motherfucking guys the way they deserve, these guys need to go elsewhere, because Montez Ford, how do you look at that guy and not go, I want to put a rocket on his back? The way he wrestles, his charisma, character work, he's got great promos. I mean, how do you not want to? Angelo Dawkins, fantastic in the fucking ring. He's charismatic too. How do you not look at these guys and go, you know, they've been a tag team for a while. Let's split them up. Let's fill up these divisions, these singles divisions a bit more, and let these guys go on their own runs. Because, I mean, and not just them. EPW in the comment right here. Here's a name you've already forgotten about that breaks my heart. Motor City Machine Guns need to do something. They're wasting away in catering.
Nah.
Are we forgetting that they signed Motor City Machine Guns last year, a future Hall of Fame tag team? And they've literally been off TV for fucking months.
Future Hall of Fame? Really? You think so?
Do you have any idea what they have done in TNA, bro? They're TNA Hall of Famers for sure. They will eventually go in the WWE Hall of Fame for the shit they did in TNA.
Yeah, I doubt that. What wrestler has gone into the WWE Hall of Fame for what they've done in TNA?
How about all the wrestlers that have gone in the WWE Hall of Fame for shit they did everywhere else? You think?
No. TNA.
Okay. Let's see.
Nobody.
Sting?
No. He was in the WWE Hall of Fame because of the shit he did in WCW and even in the territories and everything else.
You realize he spent way more time in TNA than all those other places, right?
TNA didn't make Sting.
He was in TNA for over a decade.
TNA didn't make Sting.
He was one of the faces of TNA.
But TNA didn't make Sting, is what I'm saying.
WCW didn't make half the guys that are in freaking the Hall of Fame either.
WCW made the Crow Sting.
You know who's in the Hall of Fame that the WWE didn't make? Rey Mysterio.
WCW. Nah, the WWE got him over.
WWE got him over. But he blew up in WCW, then ECW, then WWE. So keep in mind, like, he got to WWE last.
I don't know. WWE, that's where he won the world title, and he was a main card and main eventer. He never did that in WCW.
I mean, Diamond Dallas Page, WCW. Booker T, WCW. Goldberg, soon to be a Hall of Famer, WCW. Kevin Nash was more popular in WCW than he ever was in WWE. Same thing with Razor Ramon.
Yeah, but that was WCW, not TNA.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure Abyss isn't Abyss in the WWE Hall of Fame now.
No,
Abyss, or
he barely made it to the game.
You call yeah. Well, that's because he's a producer backstage now. But the point is that there's a lot of guys who are in the WWE Hall of Fame or will be that had better careers in TNA than they ever did in WWE. Kurt Angle being one of them. AJ Styles soon to be. Abyss at some point, I guarantee you will be. The Motor City Machine Guns were one of the most important foundations of TNA. You have Victoria, who had a much bigger career in TNA than she ever did in WWE. There's a lot of guys. RVD, way bigger in every other company than he ever was in WWE.
All right. When it comes to SmackDown and when it comes to the new year of superstars that need to get pushed, all right, in this new year of 2026, I want to see them put the rocket on my boy Kit Wilson.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Kit Wilson. Don't be toxic, bro. See,
fuck that. He's
the problem.
I'm going to tell you exactly where Kit Wilson racks up. Because I loved him in Pretty Deadly, because I think they're great wrestlers. I think they had some extremely, extremely underrated tag matches a year and a half ago. Kit Wilson is going to be relegated to this. He is never going to be over. His entrance is over.
He's already over, bro.
No, his entrance is over. He is not over. He has a popular song. He is not popular.
Don't listen to him,
There's a big difference.
We love you here in Snug Wrestling, Kit. You my dog, Kit Wilson. Huh.
Sorry, let me put it this way. Kit Wilson is what everybody thinks Jey Uso is. his entrance.
No, I was just kidding about Kit Wilson. But in all seriousness, who was it that I was looking at right now? Fuck, dude. We got to do something big with Jacob Fatu this year, right?
At this point, they fucking better. I mean, I feel like the iron has gone cold on him. I mean, they should have kept the United States title on him longer, or they should have never taken it off of LA. They never should have put it on Shinsuke just to put it back on LA. But I think he should have already been in the world title picture fucking like June of last year. And then he was mixing it up with Drew, went out for the dental surgery shit. And now when he comes back, I guess you could slot him in there with Cody, but we're in Mania season now. So it's like, where does he fit in Mania season against Cody when we all know it ain't Cody he's going up against at Mania?
Yeah. All right, Mr. Bludd, I think I'm finally ready to talk about our good friend Ricochet from AEW. Good old Slick Rick.
One of the greatest of all time.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. All of a sudden, you want to ride his jock, bro, but you've been hating on AEW and everything that he's been doing in AEW ever since.
Bullshit. I don't watch AEW, so how could I hate on everything he's done in AEW?
You still did.
No, because if you remember our shows from last year when he was having, before he got written off, and he was having those great fucking matches with Ilya Dragunov the year before last year, before Dragunov got injured, before they wrote him off of TV with Braun Breaker, I believe it was, putting him through a fucking car or against the freaking, like they wrote him off TV. He was having insane matches with Ilya. Him and Ilya going up against Braun was some of the best shit on Monday Night Raw.
Here we go.
I've always been a fan of Ricochet. Always. I've seen some of his shit in TNA. He puts his foot in his mouth a lot online, but at the end of the day, dude is wildly fucking talented and athletic. And if people don't see that, you're fucking blind.
I have not one time seen a Ricochet match and said, wow, that was such a good match.
Then go back and watch the shit he did then go back and watch his matches against Ilya.
I would rather fucking do anything else but that.
You are missing out, bro, because they were over as fuck a year and a half ago. They were getting the best reactions of the night, week in and week out, over and over again, all over the mid card. They were doing insane shit a year and a half ago.
I don't think we were watching the same show.
You must have not have been watching it all.
Oh, brother.
This guy stinks.
So this guy, first of all, we weren't even talking about AEW or anything that has to do with Ricochet at all whatsoever. We were going over the match between Carmelo Hayes and Johnny Gargano from last week, I believe, on Friday Night SmackDown, or the week before. I can't remember.
The Carmelo versus Gargano was...
I think it was last week.
It was last Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I gave my honest opinion on the match. I didn't like how Carmelo Hayes took forever to defeat Johnny Gargano because I don't think Johnny Gargano is that good to go 50-50 in a 20-minute match with the newly crowned United States champion. And, obviously, I mean, you didn't agree, which is okay. A lot of people didn't agree. Fine. I'm not a Johnny Gargano fan. Never have been. Never will be. I don't think that highly of him like most people do. But that's just my opinion.
The comments are coming in. What? And then this other person, Johnny Gargano's slander in 2026 is wild. Another one. Have you seen Gargano when he was on NXT Black and Gold? Another one. That match was lit as fuck.
Okay. Black and Gold was like what? Fucking over 10 years ago, right?
It ended in that era ended in 2015, but it was Gargano's shit that put it on the map.
So, okay, I just don't believe that something that Johnny Gargano did 10 years ago, it doesn't make a difference to me now in the year of 2026.
Well, the stuff he was doing 2 years ago when they brought him up to the main roster, he was on a straight 2-month win streak, having insane matches with everybody. I mean, he was getting standing ovations when he came up to Raw.
I don't remember any of these things that you're even referring to. What?
It's literally
standing ovations.
Do you remember when they had Tommaso Ciampa?
Can we just be for real for like 2 minutes, bro?
I'm giving you the exact chronological timeline. Do you not remember when Tommaso Ciampa was partnered with The Miz?
No.
Okay, then that tells me you weren't paying attention. There was a long time where Ciampa was the tag partner and manager of The Miz. That was the exact same time Gargano was up there tearing it up on the main roster when he got called up. It was the exact same time. If no one remembers that, this is about 2.5 years ago. Then Ciampa gets injured, goes out for a long time, and The Miz, because it went on for a long while. But Gargano, when he got called up, they put a rocket on his back for damn near 2.5, 3 months. But then the person he was in the story with got injured, so then he was on and off TV, on and off.
Fair enough. So we did that video, got lots of hits, lots of comments, lots of likes, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Ricochet commented on it. And at first I thought I was tripping. I'm like, this is a fake account. But no, it was Ricochet's account, his real account. And he says, your opinions on wrestling suck. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized, I was like, oh, that's his boy. Johnny Gargano is his boy. They go way back to fucking NXT or whatever. So, okay, now I get it, right? So, like, I was happy the fact that we got a comment from, despite how I feel about good old Slick Rick, you know, he's a big name in wrestling. He commented on her shit. Cool. I'm honored. And I literally told him that I'm honored, right? Because I didn't want to be a fucking uneducated fucking asshole, no matter what he said. He thinks my opinions suck. Okay. And I responded as mature and educated as I could. And I said, respectfully, I've seen and heard your opinions on wrestling, and I don't agree with them either. However, I'm honored that you commented, and thank you. Where Ricochet responded back again, and he said, no, you haven't, but good try. And I was like, no, you haven't. I haven't heard your wrestling opinions and what you think about wrestling ever. Like, are you just like, you think you can just wave a magic wand? No, you haven't seen or heard anything, but good try. Motherfucker, you are a public figure that posts on Twitter every fucking day. The whole world has heard and read your opinions on wrestling. Like, I haven't seen or heard. What the fuck? The whole world has seen it. Am I tripping?
Shout out to ABCs in the comments. I low-key agree with Ricochet, LOL.
Yeah, well, apparently so does every other fucking Ricochet writer, apparently. But look,
here look.
I got.
Go ahead.
No, I pulled up a few tweets of Ricochet because he's trying to say, "Oh, you've never heard my opinion about pro wrestling before," so I pulled them up, and I'm gonna read some of them. But go ahead.
Okay, so some of these comments officially are agreeing with what I tried to tell you initially that you didn't want to hear. He's a heel. He's working you. Mm-hmm. So he's working you because he literally did that in the comments to piss you off or rage bait you by being like, you don't know shit. Of course you don't. You're just a wrestling fan. You don't know. Knowing that you would react and then cover yourself. He's just working. But it is working. But it's great. But the thing is like, look, Ricochet, whether you like him or not, no matter who you are, not just Snug. It is not unheard of for this man to put his foot in his fucking mouth time and time again. The whole reason they turned him heel was because he pissed off so many people with his idiotic fucking tweets that he was getting booed so bad online and in buildings they had to turn him in AEW. They had to. They also were mad at him, people forget, and blamed him because Samantha Urban left WWE and they thought it was because he left. And people loved Samantha Urban in WWE. They blamed Ricochet that she left. Now runs his mouth, gets himself in trouble, and then they got to turn him heel because no one wants to cheer it. So you're not wrong when you say, well, I don't agree with your opinions on wrestling and this and that either, because it's true. It's all opinion, but it's very rare you see somebody work their own career against themselves with their own verbiage. And he did that to himself.
Yeah, because it's fucking dumb. But see, I try to be, I guess, like the bigger guy here, and I didn't want to sound disrespectful or anything, but fuck that, man. What I should have said, or what I could have said, because someone in the comments were like, "Bro, why were you like being super nice to him? Like it kind of sounded like you were dick riding him or something. Like, oh, you're honored that he commented on your shit." And I'm like, you know what? You're right. They were like, you should have told him to fuck off or something. That's what I would have said. And I'm like, man, I didn't really want to do that. But yeah, I could have been like, your wrestling sucks. Your promos suck. You know, go fucking work on your heel work because it fucking sucks. I didn't say that, though. I was just like, you know, respectfully, I think your opinions suck. And there's a difference between like having heat and like having go away heat. And I feel like Ricochet has more go away heat than anything. Like, they turn him into a heel because I feel like that's really how he is in real life. He wants to say, oh, I'm just working. But I just think that's a stupid ass excuse for him to say dumb shit and get away with it. When the shit that he says doesn't feel or seem like a work. It just seems
a lot of people do feel like he comes off genuinely pretentious. Like he's like a mark for himself, as they say in the business. A lot of people do feel that way because even in like you look at him in interviews when he's out of character or if he's just talking about his thoughts on things, and he could be in character, but even when he was a babyface, there are interviews he's done as a babyface that weren't like in WWE or weren't backstage. They were like him with his glasses on a couch or on a carpet somewhere talking. And he does kind of come off as a mark for himself. He does come off kind of pretentious, a little bit overly opinionated in an entitled type of way. I'm not saying that's who he is as a person, but when he opens his mouth, I don't think he is filtering it in a way where it doesn't sound any other way than the way that it's coming out. And it's coming out, or usually comes out, super defensive, super entitled, extremely opinionated, though that's his right. But even though he was a babyface, he sounded like a heel as a normal person, not even in character. So I can agree with your sentiment on that.
Shout out to Vile. LOL, Mark's getting work. Y'all must be new to wrestling, so I'll help y'all out. Jeez, thank you so much. The guy with no fucking picture on his thing who's hiding behind a fucking keyboard.
Or the guy who must have clearly just missed the last 10 minutes of conversation where I literally said he was working you. You must have missed the last 10 minutes where I literally broke down everything you think you just educated us on the comments. By the way, former professional wrestler here. You can't teach me shit.
Workers never stop working. Wow, that's some groundbreaking stuff there.
Some shit I already said.
I think you just described every wrestler ever. Saffron City says.
Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah. So yeah, he was like, you've never heard my opinion, but nice try. Okay. How about this? Also, this is a tweet by Ricochet. Also, what's funny to me is how a show where they have said over and over that they aren't a real sport, it's more of a TV show about the wrestling company, but they are on ESPN, a sports TV channel. Make it make sense.
Yeah, he just sounds salty about WWE. I mean, even let's just say they were paying him more money to come to AEW. He was better positioned in WWE because they loved him. They loved Samantha Urban. Eventually, he could have negotiated for more money. When he left, he was in the middle of a very big promo with someone, program with someone who is now just had a world title fucking match on Monday in that of Braun Breaker. He was being positioned in very featured spots on a very important part of the show. Him, Braun, and Ilya were getting a lot of TV time. And he left in the middle of what, in my opinion, was supposed to be, at that point, the biggest push he was getting.
Yeah.
Or had gotten. I mean, and he acts salty, but it's like, dude, they made you a champion at one point. You were an IC champion, which is way more important than the US title. It's not like they didn't give you shit. I mean, they gave you that huge moment with Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble. It's not like they did not make sure that people knew how incredible the guy was, because WWE definitely did. I mean, he's in AEW getting fucking sunned and big broed by Bobby Lashley every 5 seconds when he first got into the company.
Yeah, and then do you remember the recent little Twitter war he got into with Javon Evans? Did you hear about that?
Yeah. And he thought that he shut Javon down, and it was like, bro.
Yeah. What was he saying? Also, what did he say? Oh, brother, I was learning from Shawn Michaels when you were like 12, then went on to become multiple-time champion. Let me know when you win one, little boy. Oh, yeah. If Tony asked me, I'd definitely beat you. Beat yo at cut is how he wrote it. Also, just by simply mentioning my name, this is your most engaged with post. You're welcome for the exposure, kid.
Yeah, Ricochet. Well, at that point, I'd say Ricochet is half healing and half actually salty. Because, look, if you're healing, that's one thing. When you start like going and attacking someone's career when you know that they're like a blue chipper and they're coming up, I don't understand what that does for you, because you're literally just picking on someone who's new in the industry, as if that does anything for you. I mean, that'd be like me with 134,000 followers going over to someone who just said something I didn't like in my comment section, clicking on their page, then coming back and making a whole video about how you only got 206 followers. Do you think you can talk to me? You know, like,
yeah.
No, bro, I'm not better than you. I just have better engagement. There's a difference.
And this one, I think this has got to be a first. I don't think I've ever seen a male pro wrestler compare their skills and ability to a female pro wrestler ever before, and actually like were serious about it when he compared himself to Io Sky. Do you remember that?
Oh, Io Sky.
I'm
dog
not,
walks him.
I'm not saying she's not amazing. She 100% is, but I can do everything in caps she can, probably even better.
That's because your entire moveset is gymnastics shit. That woman is a full-blown, real, hard-hitting, technical-style wrestler. If you put Ricochet in a fist fight with Io Sky, I got my money on Io, because she spent the first half of her career doing strong-style wrestling in Japan, where she was getting dropped on her fucking neck. Shoot, you're protected in WWE rings and AEW rings, homie. That girl was getting hit in the face every night for months.
She can't do what I am capable of. Maybe not even half. See, again,
I think Io in a straight up fist fight would beat his ass.
But hey, I've never heard or read his opinion on wrestling ever, right? No, you haven't, but we tried.
I don't know how you compare yourself to Io. Io is one of the best in the fucking bit. She's one of the best in her generation. And the only reason you can do everything she can do, brother, is because you are an actual high flyer. She's a technical high flyer. She's a technical mat wrestler. I have almost never seen Ricochet do a full technical wrestling match.
And the last one I'm going to read here is someone on Twitter by the name of Guy the Bad Magician posted, my favorite part is we all know if someone like Roman or The Rock went to AEW, they would be instant star running the company. And Ricochet responded to that, I'd have them in catering in a week. I don't know what that means.
Ricochet said he'd have
The Rock and Roman in catering in a week.
Okay, that right there is full blown. He's in character there, because he knows he doesn't believe that. That one's full blown character. Because if he was, let's just say he was genuine about that hypothetically. If the AEW somehow managed to sign The Rock, they would have to fire half their roster to pay his salary. Ricochet would be in the list of people that got fired to pay The Rock's salary, because that boy, ain't no way AEW ever signs Roman or The Rock for less than $15 million a year, because that's what Roman makes now with all of his downside guarantees and merch and his gate fucking percentages on top of his yearly contract in WWE right now is an estimated $15 million. So how much do you think The Rock makes? So, I know that is 100% in character, because there's no way in hell he believes that. There's no way.
I lied. I had one more, and I swear this really is the last one. And tell me what, your thoughts on this, Mr. Blood. This one was posted after the WrestlePalooza, the first PLE on ESPN, right? Where they got graded I think they got
like a C plus.
Yeah.
It was a C plus.
And Ricochet immediately posted after this and said, I know our show was way better than a C.
That's funny because it didn't even do, I think like 60% of the viewership nor ratings at that. Even, here's the thing about, AEW that people need to understand. AEW could have an entire show filled with 5-star matches. All WWE has to do is have one Saturday night's main event with John Cena on it, and it clears 2 weeks worth of Dynamite viewership.
Not even John Cena.
Only because of one guy. Not even a whole roster of stars. One guy in that of John Cena's merch sales for that night probably did more business than the gate that AEW has for one Dynamite.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my my little rant after that, because I'm like, he says I haven't seen or read any of his opinions on wrestling. That's fucking wild. The whole world has seen him.
Some of those I'm going to say he's in character for, because he knows that they're so outrageous they're going to piss off the marks who don't know how to separate kayfabe from shoot. So, and that's where he's getting his bread and butter. He's pissing off the marks who I know the business but still get rage baited by shit that's like shoot or in kayfabe, and they don't know.
I don't even think he knows the difference. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't think he knows the difference. I think he's genuinely this fucking just fucking believes his own shit. Like, that's how ignorant I think he really is. I don't think he actually knows the difference either. So
I think that when you get like the Javon thing, I think like that's where he gets genuinely flustered, and then he blurs the line and then misses it and goes over because he gets actually heated and doesn't realize he's heated till he's already hit post, Like, because I genuinely think at that point, I think Javon actually worked him into a shoot. So
that's crazy. But
I think he's in character for some of it, for a good amount of it. But I genuinely think he does strike me as one of those guys that if his blood boils too much, he works himself into a shoot for sure. He gives that energy.
Yeah, but either way, it was fun. It helped us a lot in our numbers after Ricochet jumped on the comments. So I'm grateful for that. And I am going to be at AEW in Sacramento in February, so that's going to be fun.
Make a sign for the podcast. There you go. Follow Snug Wrestling.
Maybe, yeah.
You should go to a meet and greet after if Ricochet is there for an autograph. You should have, like, if your wife goes, have her videoing you doing a face-to-face. Hey, finally get to see you face-to-face. We had a conversation like
that. Would be.
I want to see the fucking conversation.
That would be cool, man. That would be cool.
If you could set that up. Hey, can I interview you? We argued in my comment section on my podcast. You said I didn't know shit about wrestling. Let me tell you what I thought about you tonight on the show. Oh, wait. Watching that book him that night. Oh, wait, you weren't on the show.
Yeah, that's what, because I don't think AEW considers Sacramento, of all fucking places, like a big wrestling town or whatever. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't show up.
I would think Cali still makes a shit ton of money, though, because you guys, your cost of living over there is really heavy in Cali. So I would imagine that it's good business for them just for the price they can get for tickets there.
Well, they came back. This is the second year in a row that they're here. So, I mean, I guess that's good that, they wouldn't come back if the crowd wasn't here for it. So, yeah,
California likes wrestling. So,
but yeah, that's what happened with good old Slick Rick, man. Funny stuff, dude. So
Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Because I put that baby oil on that bald ass head. Slick Rick.
But yeah, that was fun, Mr. Blood. Thank you.
Have you seen Ricochet with hair? Old footage of him when he used to wrestle like 15 years ago when he still had hair?
I want to say so. Yeah, I think so.
He looks so weird with hair. It's so unsettling.
Yeah, some people look better bald. Unfortunately, Ricochet doesn't look good with or without hair. So he's fucked either way, I think.
That's cold. That's cold.
Shit. Well, yeah,
All
Blood.
right.
That was fun. Let's get out of here.
All right, guys, thanks for kicking it with us on this episode of Snug Wrestling. If you love us, you can catch us live every Monday and Friday night after Raw and SmackDown go off the air respectively for live wrestling post-show reviews. And if you like more bonus content during the actual shows, you can go ahead and head over to our socials where we do actual reaction content to the actual segments as they're happening live on air. Then catch us every Thursday night, like tonight, at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Central on TikTok Live, where we do random wrestling topics for an hour, answer your fan questions live, and also go over some more interesting topics on these evenings like tonight. So make sure to kick it with us. And, until next time, stay safe, stay savage, stay snug, and we'll see you on YouTube, Twitter, or X, whatever you're going to call it, and Facebook Live tomorrow night for the post-show SmackDown review.
Peace.
Out.